Guess what season it is? Time to get emotionally attached to fictional character season, aka me reading Sally Rooney's new book. Welcome to my channel. My name is Alex. If you're new here, then nice to meet you. And if you're coming back, we're best friends now. You know how it goes. I hope you're doing well, and if not, that's okay. I get it. We've all been there. And I hope tomorrow's better. The time has come where Sally Rooney has released her third book, Beautiful World, Where Are You?, which I keep wanting to call Brave New World, which is a totally different book. It came out yesterday, September 7th. Today's the 8th, and I finally got my hands on an ebook copy on my Kobo. I haven't bought the physical copy because I'm not buying books, and also it's in hardcover, and I think hardcover books suck, so... Why? I figured I would vlog this experience since you all know that I am a Sally Rooney stan, and also, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm excited. I'm kind of wish I was reading a physical copy, but like the holds, there were like 240 holds on the book at my library, so I did not feel like waiting. I wanted to read it right now. Let's just get this reading thing started. I'm like still collecting my thoughts. As you can tell, I finished Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. And I have my copy here and my notes here. There's a lot to say about this book. I went into it not knowing much about it. I didn't want to read any reviews or reading vlogs about the novel before reading it because I kind of wanted to go into it with my own perspective. I don't even think I read the synopsis, and I'm kind of glad that I did that because it really gave me a chance to see the story my own way and get to know the characters my own way without being influenced. So once again, Sally Rooney has created an incredible novel. I have yet to be disappointed by her work. I even enjoy her short stories. She poses all kinds of important questions revolving around love and relationships and sex and power dynamics. And of course, she deals with a lot of varying themes within that. She tends to have a certain aspect of mental health being depicted in her novels. So I'll say now, like, there are definitely trigger warnings in this novel for mental illness and depression. So be warned before you pick it up that you are going to see aspects of that within her characters and in her story. At the end of the day, what we care about most deeply tends to be a relationship with other people and how we think those people see us and how they feel about us. And that's the root of a lot of Rooney's work. It's people's relationships, how they interact with each other, how they think they're being perceived. And miscommunication tends to be a huge theme in her work, which we still see within Beautiful World, Where Are You? A lot of miscommunication, a lot of struggle to express feelings and thoughts, which is what makes this novel quintessentially Rooney. So in this novel, Sally Rooney's writing has clearly matured alongside her characters. In her first two novels, we saw characters in their youth, in their early 20s. In Normal People, they actually started out in high school and then developed through university. However, her characters in Beautiful World, Where Are You? Are in their 30s. They're adults and they are dealing with seemingly more complex, more deep life problems, but we still see a lot of mirrored similarities between how the characters cope and how they react to certain events in their life throughout her novels, despite the difference in age. And we see a lot of themes that have been previously reflected in her work, as I've said, mental illness and relationships and the perception of others onto us, as well as obviously issues on religion and politics, specifically Marxism, and Rooney's personal reflections on that. And what's interesting, and I even wrote this down as I was reading the early chapters of the book, you can see reflections of Rooney herself in her characters, or at least what I perceive to be Rooney herself, but it's never in a self-indulgent way, and it's often actually in a very critical perspective of herself, which I find quite interesting to see. And I like that those similarities in her different characters across all three of her novels are those reflections that I think are herself. Like, there are aspects of Frances, that you see in Marianne, that you also see in Alice and Eileen. And Alice and Eileen are seemingly different characters, but there are certain aspects of themselves that they're so obviously similar, but because of all the miscommunication between the two of them, we think that they are so fundamentally different. In this novel, it's interesting because you seem to be a little more distanced from the characters. The narrator is kind of like a distant observer. In that sense, it's a little less intimate than her first two novels, and you feel less of a close relationship to the characters. They don't feel necessarily like real people in your life. However, I feel like that distance observer kind of creates its own intimate atmosphere to the novel. It's almost as if the characters are being observed without knowing, and they have an opportunity to be more themselves in that way because they don't know that they're being watched, and yet they are by someone so lovingly who's the reader. And even when you dislike the characters or have a difficult relationship with the characters, you still feel this intimate, close connection to them simply through observing them. And I think that barrier is something new in Rooney's work, but I think it's something very interesting, and I like that she created it, and I like this new perspective of intimacy between the reader and her characters and her story. There were a lot of really beautiful lines in this book. I think that Rooney was playing a lot with the poetry of her writing, and she was really setting the scene in these stories. I think that the first two novels she wrote were very character driven in the sense that a lot of it was internal conflict. But what I really liked about Beautiful World, Where Are You? I felt like there was more setting to it. She was describing the sounds and the feelings and the visualization of the setting so well that really made you feel like you were seeing what she was seeing, and the story was being told exactly the way that she wanted you to read it. And the book actually ended in a way that I didn't fully expect it to end. I don't know if people knew how it was going to end or if other people were surprised about the ending of the novel. I liked it. I really liked the reflection on real life, and I liked that final connection that Rooney makes to you and her characters and to her story, putting you into the novel, which she always does with her work. And I don't know if anyone else felt this, but I felt that there was a correlation between the story and Mr. Salary. I don't know if it's because I've read that more recently than her other work, but something about Eileen and Simon's relationship really reminded me of the short story of Mr. Salary, and in any case, it was like a further development of that relationship, and it is what I wanted to see in that short story and what I felt was missing from the story between those two characters. But yeah, there's still a lot to think about. I'm sure that I'm going to have more ideas on what I see in this novel and what I took out from it, but it was really fantastic, and I'm looking forward to reading it again and going over my annotations and adding annotations and notes to that. Let me know what your thoughts are on Beautiful World, Where Are You? If you've read it. Like this video if you like this video, subscribe if you want to see more of my content, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.